Hello, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today I have to do an order for some Slate coasters. The Bourbon Van YouTube channel ordered 20 total, so that would be, 5 sets of 4, typically how I sell them. They just want 20 coasters, and they're probably going to turn around and sell them in packs of 2. So I reached out to them a few weeks ago and actually burnt a set of 4 and sent them out to them. They liked them. Their Patreons liked them. So they put an order in. So today I'm just going to go through the process of what I do from start to finish to make these custom Slate coasters. The first thing I'm doing is pulling out my coasters here. I'll show you quick. I've got a box here. There is, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 sets in each of these. See if you can see it. 4 sets in each of these small boxes. So I got to open up 5 total sets, and let's do that now. Alright, and just like that, we've got 5 sets opened. I actually opened 6. Some of them had a few marks on them, like that one. And these ones aren't the best condition, so I'm not going to use these for any that I sell. But I'll hold on to these and use these for templates when I'm doing some practice on some designs for the first time. So now what I'm going to do, I'm in Minnesota, so it's cold outside, so I keep all these in the house for now. I'm going to run out to the garage with all this and spray them with a polyurethane. I like to spray them first with a polyurethane before I start the engrave, and then after the engrave, I'll spray them with another coat of polyurethane or polyacrylic, whatever it is. Just to seal the top and make sure when people actually use them, they're not getting scratched up and ruining the design. So let's go out to the garage now, and I'll show you what we do. All right, out in my garage, it's extremely messy, as you can see. But this is basically where I do all my woodworking and crafting for the most part in the winter months. In the summer, I still work out of the garage and stuff too, but when it's warmer, I can pull stuff outside and do it out there. So I got my coasters laid out here. So the ones I'm using are all right here, the 20, and then 4 backups as well. I like to spray them with this just clear finish, and I like to use either the matte or the satin. I don't want to use a gloss or semi-gloss because I really don't want these to be shiny. So I'm just going to hit these each with a quick coat here. That's it. Those are done. Now, because it is winter, I'm going to let these dry for just a minute here, and then I'm going to pick them up and get them inside to finish drying. All right. Had to run to the store real quick and eat some lunch. The coasters are dry now from the finish we put on. I'm just going to run through real quick, hopefully quick, how I set this up for my laser engraver. I have the Xtool D1 Pro 10 watt. They do have a free software from Xtool you can use. I, however, prefer to use Lightburn. I paid the fee for that. I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't too bad, either 30 or 60 bucks. So I'm going to hopefully start sharing my screen with you now. We got Lightburn opened up. And because we're going to be doing 20 coasters, I do have it set up to burn 4 at a time, but since we're doing 20, I'm going to try to set this up to do 9 at a time, should fit. So we're going to come up here in the corner and make a box. We'll do that. And what are we doing here? This is going to be a tool line down here at the bottom, T1 for tool line. Come up here to the top, the width and height. We have this locked. We're going to unlock it, so we're going to make it an even 4 inches. And now we're going to lock that. 4 inches is the size of our coasters, 4x4. So that will be perfect. Let's see if we can. All right, we're going to click on this box and duplicate, and drag it over, and do the same thing. Click, duplicate, drag it over. Those should all be. All right, so we got 9 squares here. That should be enough room at the top. Look at the top left corner. This is where my laser is going to start, its starting position. And if you come down here, I use absolute coordinates. So that's right where my laser starts every time. Get this out of the way. I did not want to do that. I'm going to click down here, bottom right, right click, and pull up my art library. Right here, I got the Bourbon van logo. I've already got that ready to go. Click on that, add graphic to project, throws it in there. I'm going to X out of this so we can see what we're working with better. And just put it right in there. And same thing, we're going to duplicate that and snap it. Once you get close to center, it should snap right into the center for you. So we're going to go last one. Everything's snapped in. So now what I like to do, we come up here, we click on this. So this is going to be an image. And right now the speed is 100 speed with power of 40. And I use, where is it at? I don't even know where I'm to look for it now, but I use inches per second. A lot of people will use millimeters and stuff per second. I just prefer to do inches. That's how I'm working. So speed 140, that works good for me for the Slate coasters. What I like to do is, this first one is 02. We're just come down here to the bottom and change that on the very far left down here. And that's going to make that 00. I'm going to click on this next one. We're going to make that 01. Click on the next one, 02. Come down here, 03, 4, and so on, 5, 6, and 7, 8. Now there might be a better way to go about doing this. This is what works for me. I'm not too familiar with light burn and all that yet. I'm still figuring out myself. But I like to do them separate like this. So then when it burns this first one, it's going to burn. We just got to move this up and put that up. So here's our order. The tool line, we're initially going to burn just the tool line. And then it's going to go to the top project is what it's going to do first. So 01, it's going to do that. It's going to burn that entire coaster, and then it's going to move on to 01. If we left these all as the same project, the laser would go across the entire screen and work top to bottom or bottom to top. And there's just a lot more wasted time when the laser's moving between the coasters and not engraving. That's why I like to do one coaster at a time. It'll finish that and then move on to the next one. So I just got to go through and make sure all of my speed and powers are 140. So I'm going to do that and then we'll catch back up to you. All right, got all that set up. This column over here on the right is for air assist. I just always click that button. It doesn't really matter for me. I don't have my air assist connected to my laptop when I get out there, so I have to manually turn my air assist on. So that really doesn't matter. The show column, if we turn this off, that just makes it disappear from our work screen. The important thing is the output. So we need to make sure all the outputs are on before we burn this. But like I said, I'm just doing this inside because it's easier on my PC in the office here. I'll go ahead and save this project, file, save as. I've got a USB flash drive in there. So we'll just save this as the Bourbon Van 9-pack. Save that, and now I can bring that USB drive outside, and then we'll be able to get our project going. All right, out in the garage, here's the X-Tool D1 Pro 10 watt that I use. I just got it mounted on a little table, OSB board. I don't know if you can see this, but some of these squares were from previous coaster layouts. But we're gonna just make some new lines for the 9-pack of coasters. I did have to go in, you might not be able to see it on here, and I had to turn that tool line into a real line, and that's the only thing we got the output going. So we're gonna head and burn all these circles now. I got everything set up, and I'm just gonna hit start. And it's burning. It looks like for whatever reason I had this set to 2 passes, which isn't a big deal. It should go pretty quick here. Gotta watch my cable down here so it doesn't get caught. All right, so that finished up. I just got to go in and turn that line back into a tool line, so the tool line is not going to engrave when we actually do this. I'm going to do that, and then we'll get our coasters out here and get everything loaded up, and we'll be good to go. All right, I got 9 coasters loaded up, and what you really want to kind of do when you're doing a big batch like this is make sure all the coasters are the same thickness or really close to it. I've already done that with the 20 coasters I picked out for this project. So now I just got to go in. There's a set screw on the other side right here. I flip that up, and now this can lower up and down. I've got this, I flip down. Don't want to scratch my coaster, and then I can set the depth and get that set screw pushed down. So now my depth is set. Flip that up, and then I'm gonna come in here on the computer and just right down there, rehome. And it's getting, I gotta fix this right down here. It's getting caught in there a little bit, and I rehome, so I just have to press that. It's just a safety feature that it's getting caught on that. Everything should be good to go. If you wanted to be really precise about this, you could frame each individual coaster again on its own. But I'm confident with how we did this. We're going to hit start and see what happens here. All right, just about ready to hit start. I went in the preview and I looked to see how long this project was going to take. And just to burn these 9 coasters is going to take about 3 hours. Which is kind of a long time, but this type of laser engraver, it's more of just a hobbyist laser engraver. It's not meant for big projects. If I had a 20 watt, it would probably go a lot quicker. Or if I had like a Glowforge or something like that, it would definitely be quicker. But this is what we got. We're going to make do with it. I've got my air assist down here, just a small air compressor hooked up. So this button here, I just turn it. And you should be able to hear that. The air assist turned on. I'm going to set you guys up here. And we're going to start engraving the first one. All right, I don't know if you can hear me, but we just started. You guys will be fine looking at that through the camera, but whenever you're doing this on your own, you want to make sure you have your laser glasses on. You don't want to look directly at that laser. So I'm just going to let that go for a while. We'll check on it maybe in about 20 minutes, make sure everything's going how it should. And then I'll come back when the first one is done, make sure it gets onto the second one how it should, and then just double check it the first couple, and then we're going to let it burn. Once we get these 9 done, we'll have to load 9 more up, do the same thing. That'll put us at 18, and then we'll just throw 2 on the top after that, and this project will be done. All right, just checking in on the coasters. Got my kick-ass laser engraving shades on. Looks like we got 1 done already. Just burning the last one. Let's flip. Get those off so we can check this out. Looks pretty good. For now, I'll just take this one inside for now, but I'll let all the rest of them engrave. And then get them all inside. Let them warm up, since it is probably like 35 degrees in my garage right now. And once they're all done, they're all warmed up, we'll spray one last coat of finish on them. But so far, they're looking pretty good.